So anyway, it's been a while now, and the plaster is getting hard. And I just want to show you what you do afterwards. It's pretty simple. You pull off these big clay walls, and then if you have your tile attached to the board with the rubber on it, like this one was, then you pull those off, and then you should be able to pull the mother mold out. The mother mold being the plaster, pull it off. You don't have to worry too much. Ooh, you don't have to worry too much, I said as I break it. About, uh, that's funny. You don't have to worry too much about the object below now that the mother mold's here, but what you do have to worry about is the mother mold keeping its shape, which this one obviously is not doing now because I busted it. So obviously I didn't wait long enough. Let's be a cautionary tale that you need to wait long enough for the plaster to be really set up. Otherwise, what will happen is you'll try to pull this off and it'll break. But here you go. This will show you what will happen. You pull it off, and then you should get. This one was a copy of the tile directly because I wasn't using a plaster. I was just making a copy of a tile I already had. You'll have the negative space made positive, and you'll have, this will be your mother mold, and inside would be, inside of here, this cavity would have been the rubber right around there, and then inside there again would be the tile that you made out of, the original tile you made out of clay. So once you have that flipped over in the rubber, you will take your knife or some kind of knife or something like that and score the clay tile that's in there and just carefully pull it out or chip it out. If you pull the rubber out of the mold, you should be able to just carefully pull it and peel it off like the demonstration slideshow showed you, and then then you'll wash that all out and then put it back in the mother mold, and that's what you can cast into. So that's the basis of that process there. And good cautionary tale to not do it too soon, otherwise you're going to crack your mother mold up, which that was unfortunate. But you get the idea pretty clearly, I think, from that. And then once I have the other, this one that I'm doing with rubber, once I have it built up enough and I cast this around it, then I can post an actual demo video of me doing it with this. But at this point, I just want to make sure you guys aren't held up from continuing on the process while you're waiting for me. And basically it would be like this picture says, where you have the tile face downward, you have the flange, and then around it you have the mother mold, which we just made, and then you would be able to flip it over once it dries, pull the tile out, clean up the flange rubber, and then put it back inside the mother mold, like right in here, and then you would mix up more plaster and pour it into the open back of the mold. And when you do that, you're going to want to level it out, shake it, do all the same things I just did with the plaster. So you want to maybe rewatch that if you need to. You want it to be level. You can use little bits of clay to level it out if you realize it's kind of like, if you poured water into it and it's running out one side, when you have the rubber, you can pour a little water and see if it runs really far out one side. Use a tad bit of clay and kind of prop it up and get it level so the water would just sit inside of there. That's how you can check it with your water level. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If you have questions, feel free to comment. But what I mean about the water level is once you have the mother mold flipped back over, you have the rubber inside of it, the tile's out, you could level it out by pouring water and seeing if it runs out of the mold, then you know it's not level. It's just like, because water always goes to the lowest point. So it's a way of checking. Because if the water's not running out, then the plaster wouldn't run out. So that's what I'm talking about with that. All right, guys? And water's way easier to clean up than plaster. So that's the purpose of doing that. That takes you through the process, basically, I can't show you the exact example at the end because I left my samples out in the classroom and I can't go back there, and I'm not done making this rubber mold. So once I'm done, I'll show you that as well. But this will take you through the whole process, so I think you guys should be good to go. If you have any questions, make sure you email or comment in the question section of the whole course so everyone can chime in and hear what you have to say. All right, take care.